Hello again, my friends. William Poloniak here from Whole Health Foundation. This is video number 6 in my series on spine health and spine rejuvenation. And I'm going to show you my ingredients now and make some juice. Let's take a look at my ingredients. Here I have a bowl of wild dandelion that we actually cultivate in my garden. My wife was good enough to pick these for me. And I have a full bowl of wild dandelions here. I have 1 medium-sized beet, ginger, garlic, some zucchini, and crooked neck squash. Here I have about a dozen collard leaves, and I harvested 1 full plant of French sorrel. And these are the greens that I'm going to juice now. Alright, I'm going to start by plugging in my thermometer and putting in 3 ice cubes to cool down the cutter and the feed tube. The whole idea with putting ice cubes through is to go slowly, and I'm going to recycle that ice to cool it down even more. So I'll start with a couple of collard greens, and then I'm going to do my dandelions, my French sorrel, and my beets, and then go to the rest of the produce, and then do about 50% carrots. Use 2 hands whenever possible. You want to be very aware of your posture. Okay, I'm done with all my collard greens, all the zucchini, crooked neck squash, the garlic, the ginger, and the 1 beet that I had. And now I'm going to switch to the dandelion greens. And I have my ice cubes here, which I'll pour in there. And we'll continue now with the dandelion greens. I'm going to switch to the French sorrel. I love French sorrel. It's one of the most beneficial plants for your health. Cleanses every gland in your body and makes your juice taste sweet. Down to the last of the French sorrel, and next I'm going to do my carrots. The last thing you should always do is put some pulp in here, because there's usually a clump of carrot or produce in here that hasn't fully been processed. So you put a clump of carrot in and force that. Okay, pull the thermometer out. Clean the grit holder. Now, my method is to clean the feed tube and everything before I mix and before I press juice into cloths. So I'm going to take the feed tube off, get as much pulp off the cutter as I can, clean the feed tube, and the next step is to mix all the produce, and I find rotating the bowl in both directions makes for the best mix. And I want to point out one reason it's a good idea to wear gloves is you can do what I'm doing now to clean the edges and not get all this pulp underneath your fingernails and dirty your hands. I'm going to show you my 6-cloth method, my less work 6-cloth method. Now, the cloths go in the Pyrex dish with some space at the back, and pull it forward so the cloths overhang and do not touch the countertop. The next step is 3 medium spoons or 2 large spoons of pulp, and here we've got 2 large spoons. Watch my folding technique. You pull it over, flatten it down, Pull this over as tight as you can, flatten it down, a little crease here to make it easier to fold, and I'll go slowly at first. With your fingers you pull this under and then set it aside, because we want to press 2 cloths at one time. You get better pressure that way and more juice. So there's 2 heaping spoons full. This time I'm going to go slowly one more time. Flatten it, a crease back here. I'm going to pull that under with my fingers like so. Set that aside, and these first 2 cloths go in the juicer, and we continue with the rest. All the way back, and back it off a little because you don't want it to go up too fast. And we'll prepare the rest of the cloths. So we'll make that 2½ spoons. This time I'm going to go more quickly. Flatten it. Now I'm down to my last cloth full of pulp. And with the spatula I'm going to get the rest of this out. I don't want to waste any of my produce. Advance that all the way. And fold up this last cloth full of pulp. This is using my less work 6-cloth method. So that's been up, what, 10-15 seconds so far? And I can see my container is full, so I'm going to shut that off. And to prevent this from dripping on the counter, I'm going to set this back, but not just a little bit. Back enough so that it's obvious. I don't want to damage my tray by forgetting that I set it back. I'm going to go over here and fill my bottles. I've repackaged all of my spent cloths full of pulp, rolled them into a ball, a narrower, tighter package. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to measure how much extra juice do we get from this spent pulp. So let's put this in here. And I want to point out again that on a Whole Health Foundation premium model juicer, you have a solid bottom plate. You can leave the press up for a minute or longer if you want to. All the way back it off a little bit, turn it on. We've already got 8½ ounces from 2 cloths full. Let's put this aside, put the last cloth. Well, before I do that, let me turn this off, because I have 8½ ounces here. I'm going to pour that in the bowl, put the last cloth in the tray, centered. We got another 7 ounces of juice out of the already pressed juice. Okay, from this batch of juice I got 5, 10, 15 bottles plus an extra bottle, actually an extra bottle and a half, because I drank a little bit. This extra bottle and a half was from the already spent pulp. I hope you found that to be a helpful video, my friends, and if you did, please tell a friend. If you'd like to call me, my phone number is 760-753-0321. My email address is developtrust@cox.net, and my webpage is wholehealthfound.com. See you in the next video.